I've been asked every single talk I've given in my life, which have been quite a few nowadays, to describe how I became a village witch. It's the one I always get asked. So how did you become a village witch? Certainly you can't get MVQs in it, although probably in time that might be the case. So what I thought I'd do is, in my book I wrote about my particular journey, because it's so difficult to put into a nutshell. Is that, oh, this happened one day, some sort of Damascus sort of event. No, it wasn't like that at all. It's through a long and quite torturous process as far as I'm concerned, because if I'm an ex-nurse, I'm also a counsellor, so I have the qualifications to back up my practice. And I think anyone who is worth their salt, as they say, has to have been through the mill, has to have known what it's like to suffer in certain ways. Otherwise, how on earth are you going to develop the sort of empathy that is required to talk to people on their level? How can someone, for instance, just to pluck something out the air, who has been abused in their childhood, understand how that feels if you had not had a similar experience? Now, I'm not saying I have to have had every single experience that people are going to come with me to, but I've had enough of a tough time, been for the mill, to know what it's like to have to work hard to get through that and out the other side. You have to have understood what it feels like to do that. And that leaves you in the role of what I tend to call wounded healer. So you're there because you got wounds, you recognise them in other people, and hopefully what you are doing is encouraging them to find their way through it. I've been through what I term an underworld experience, been through the mill, come out the other side, and it's an ongoing thing. I have not got there, I have not got it sussed, I haven't got it all sorted out, I have not got the meaning of life, 42 or whatever it means. But I can point you in, hopefully, or offer you a lot of options as to how you could manage to do that. Village Witch has undergone quite a few transformations. It's still the same text as when I first produced it in 2010. And it's been through a few visual transformations. What with one thing and another, people fall by the wayside, don't they? And you go in different directions. This is the latest one, which has rather wonderful artwork in it, done by a good friend of mine called Angie Latham. Actually, no relative, but an interesting coincidence. Who does this wonderful kind of slightly photographic, illustrative work, which has each chapter heading starts with her type of work. So this chapter is called Works Like a Charm. And I do use a lot of puns like that, I'm afraid.